Tonight's special guest is Harry Lyon. Harry is one of the founding members of the 70s iconic rock group Hello Sailor. It was with great sadness we learned of the passing of founding member Dave McArtney, and Harry is here tonight at The Beat Goes On to pay tribute to a fine person, a fine songwriter and guitarist, and a lifetime friend. We welcome Harry Lyon as our special guest on The Beat Goes On. Harry Lyon, welcome to The Beat Goes On.
Cheers, Jared. Good to be here.
My gosh, if anybody in this whole of New Zealand could relate to the beat going on, it's Harry Lyon, and foundation member of Hello Sailor. I mean, what a life you've had from the beat going on. Music.
Yeah, a long time, most of my life, yeah.
So you're a classic baby boomer, Harry?
Yes, I am, yeah. Born in 1950.
1950, you're right there in the middle.
Yeah, it's easy to remember how old I am.
Haven't got the pension yet, though, have you?
No.
That's a while off. You're looking forward to it?
Wow.
Look, we look back, and of course you're here tonight, sitting in that very seat, Harry, because the untimely death of a great bandmate and friend, Dave McArtney.
Yeah, Dave and I met at Milford School in 1963 and had a little band then. So.
Milford School?
Yeah.
Milford High? Or on the North Shore?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was no intermediate school then, so the school went up to Standard 6. So we were in Standard 6 or Form 2 together.
And you were going through the Beatles phase?
Well, it was the Shadows.
The Shadows.
Yeah, to start with, yeah. Because we kind of talked, like, we're a bit early for singing. But yeah, the Beatles are just... I came back from England at the time. My old man was in the New Zealand Navy and was sent over for a couple of years. And so I went to school over there and had guitar lessons and things. And it was right when the Beatles hit. So I came back with the sheet music to Please Please Me and an electric guitar and stuff. And Dave thought, okay, I'm going to be with this guy.
But look, you kept at it, you went through all the different phases, you're in bands, and suddenly you're playing along with Dave, and around about 75 you started Hello Sailor.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Now, what sort of a guy was Dave? Did you, friendly, enthusiastic? He was the driving force? Was he one of the drivers of the Hello Sailor?
Well, I think, Dave and Graham and I were the founding members, and we all sort of contributed something to it. And like all young bands, we just wanted to make a noise, make some music, make the kind of music we wanted and what we thought our friends wanted, basically. We started off playing at parties and throwing our own parties in halls and things like that.
You knew that he had liver cancer. You knew that, didn't you?
Yeah.
But it wasn't that advanced. It was just in the early stages. Then it happened. We lost him.
He just sort of became unwell and just didn't recover, basically.
And where were you when you got the telephone call?
I was having a shower, actually. Yeah, devastating news. Rick Ball, our drummer, called me. Yeah.
So Rick rang you up to say Dave's gone.
Yeah.
Wow, you must have reacted with such a...
it was just disbelief,
shock.
Really. Yeah. Awful.
And then you started thinking about your own mortality and where we're all heading as baby boomers?
Yeah.
Those thoughts come to you?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, of course you do. You sort of reflect on life and what's left of it.
Because once upon a time you would have thought that it was never going to end. It was never going to end, was it? We were young and we were bulletproof.
That's right. 6 inches taller than we actually were.
So... those days of Hello Sailor, let's have a quick look at Hello Sailor. Dave approached you one day, or he approached somebody in the band and said, look, I've got this idea for a song, or I've written a song, and it had the words gutter black in it. And can you remember anything about that? Because really, Dave writing this song, I mean, this was Hello Sailor to a T, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, that song actually started life as a song called Sickness Benefit. We've got a double disc, what's only available on iTunes or online now, but of a greatest hits, and that is on that Sickness Benefit, and so a completely different set of lyrics, but the same chords, and it's still, if you hear it, you can hear lots of the Gutter Black signatures in it, but Gutter Black had a complete lyric rewrite.
Well, what instigated the complete lyric rewrite?
Dave was
happy with it, or
he always tinkered with his songs.
He did.
Yeah, always wanted to make them better.
They were finished.
Well, once they were recorded,
they were finished,
then you know that was it. But up until then, like when we were learning new songs, he sometimes infuriatingly, you know, he was, oh, I've got a new middle eight, and, you know, but we would just go along with it because generally, you know, they were better. So he worked hard at his songwriting.
His craft.
Yeah.
And it was also sung by Dave, wasn't it?
Yes.
You see, everybody automatically thinks that Graham Brazier, being the lead singer of Hello Sailor, sung Gutter Black, but in fact, that's right, it was sung by Dave.
Yeah, well, Dave and Graham and I all sing. We're always very conscious of the song having a centre. So, particularly in latter years, Graham has sung some of Dave's songs because we wanted to have a singer, you know, as the focal point. And Graham's such a great performer and, you know, just does that, you know, he's our man. And Dave and I are quite happy generally to be the guitar players, but always sang a song or two, you know, Dave a bit more than me. But, you know, Lying in the Sand is my song, so I always sang that.
Gutter Black, then Blue Lady came along, and then Lying in the Sand.
And Hello Sailor were flying high, weren't they?
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's 1977 was when that album was released.
And you had trips to Australia and
Trips to America, which didn't turn out that well because there was a few things getting in the way. Any comments on that period?
Well, we went to America before we went to Australia.
That's right.
And I mean,
we're talking about being bulletproof here.
Yeah.
Things were going well.
Well, it was 1978, and to my knowledge, no other Kiwi band had gone
Not that far, yeah.
And there weren't the sort of industry networks that exist now for local acts. So David Gapes took us. He knew some people in radio there. There were 2,000 bands showcasing and trying to get record deals then when we were there. So we had a bit of competition. And, you know, we came close, but no cigar, basically, you know. And I think we ran out of money and came back here, and it was before the internet, before cell phones, before faxes even. So communication was either the phone or writing letters. And to keep the business momentum up was very difficult then, whereas now communication's a lot easier. You know, we probably didn't do ourselves any favours. We sort of probably partied too hard.
No, you're legendary for partying. How would a party start?
It's usually after the gig.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully not too much before the gig. But
And obviously there were some party goers in the band that kept it going.
we all were, I think. Yeah, we liked it.
Sum it up in 60 seconds, the whole Hello Sailor experience.
It's been a great ride. When I've been reflecting quite a lot about, 50 years of making music with Dave, basically, and aside from the sadness of recent times, I just think, what a great ride.
So Harry, what are you doing today as a baby boomer out there in the marketplace? You're with.
I started working for Taipotini Polytechnic at a faculty that's called MAINS, the Music and Audio Institute of New Zealand. And I started as a part-time tutor there in 2000.
So you're teaching young people all the skills about music making?
Yeah, we've got a range of programs. I'm the dean now, so I don't teach anymore. I went back to school and when our boss left, I was the next oldest or something, so I became the dean there in 2008.
So let's look at it today for a young person going to the music industry. It's totally different, isn't it, from the days of Hello Sailor?
Yes and no.
Everything's there for them.
I think still getting a band together and starting to play live is an essential thing. Yeah. If you start attracting an audience, it starts out as 5 bands for $5 on a Wednesday night, and if you stand out, people start coming, everything else sort of follows in a way.
Now to finish off, Harry, we could talk all day because we're in the same business.
Especially if you open one of those bottles of wine.
We should do that. The funeral itself, you cast your eye over a huge crowd. St. Matthew's.
Yeah.
And somber crowd, weren't they? They really did feel you could feel that there was a loss for New Zealand music.
Dave was such an easy company. Anybody that knew him, he wasn't judgmental. He was very very chilled out, generous with his time, a wide range of things he could talk about. You know, he was a skier and surfer and an academic in his later life, like me. You know, went back to school. And, you know, obviously music. So he was very easy company. And
he had a lovely family too, didn't he?
Yeah,
family.
yeah. So, you know, and I, through his music, I guess, you know, reached a much wider circle than just his, you know, immediate circle of family and friends, then the broader sort of music industry chums, you know, who turned up en masse. And then, I guess, you know, the public who just knew him a little bit from afar through his music.
Now, what was the last recordings of Hello Sailor? Have you put anything out in the recent
Yeah,
years?
we're really pleased, actually. We recorded an album of new material last year up at Roundhead, Neil's studio, and released that through Warner's last October, I think it came out.
And that was called?
Surrey Crescent Moon.
Surrey Crescent Moon.
Yeah.
That was the stomping ground, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Dave had a big hand in that. He sort of produced most of it, certainly oversaw the mixes, and I know he was really pleased with it. And where the band, since he died, we've talked about how grateful we are that we actually managed to get that out as a sort of something to end on. Yeah.
Now, that's available through all good record stores.
I hope so. Yeah.
What about if we gave,
say, 3 copies away to our
Yeah.
beat goes on, as we call them. So it'd be lovely to give 3 copies away. And what I'm thinking is we need a question.
We'll make it easy, shall we?
Yeah, okay.
You know,
Let's
for,
make it
for
easy.
us lot that have short-term memory loss.
we
and
do
things
give
like
them a clue anyway.
Yeah. I don't know, what was Dave's best known song?
Yeah, it'd have to be Gutter Black, wouldn't it? It would be, wouldn't it? So there we are, Beat Goes Oners. Email Gerard at The Beat Goes On. And in the subject line, write the words, immortal words, Gutter Black. On that subject, what is now the future of Hello Sailor with Dave gone?
We haven't broached the subject.
You haven't thought about it yet?
No. But I think it's too early.
Hard to put another guy in there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, we
He
haven't.
was such an integral part of the group.
Yeah. No comment.
Harry, thanks for coming
Cheers.
in today.
Pleasure.
And I'm going to salute Dave McArtney
I will too.
and the wonderful place that Hello Sailor plays in our music history. Thanks, Dave.
Cheers.